In the summer of 1518, in the city of Strasbourg, a woman named Frau Troffea stepped out of her house and into the street, and she began to dance. She didn't stop. Not for a quick break, not to eat, not to sleep. For 6 days straight, she danced alone under the hot July sun, her body jerking and twisting in a silent, agonizing rhythm. Within a week, she wasn't alone anymore. 34 others had joined her, their movements just as frantic and uncontrollable. The small group twirled, stomped, and shook, caught in a desperate hypnotic trance they couldn't break. The bizarre phenomenon was spreading like a sickness. By the end of the month, the dancing plague, as it came to be known, had infected hundreds of citizens. This wasn't a joyful festival. The dancers were in agony. They cried out for help, their faces etched with pain and exhaustion, but their legs just kept moving, completely beyond their control. Imagine the horror of being trapped inside your own body, forced to dance yourself into oblivion. The situation turned from bizarre to deadly. The crisis reached its peak when the death toll climbed to about 15 people per day. They were literally dancing to death. Their feet broke, their shoes disintegrated. People collapsed and died right there on the cobblestone streets from sheer exhaustion, heart attacks, and strokes. The city was in a panic. The city's physicians were baffled. After consulting, they came up with a diagnosis. The dancers were suffering from hot blood. Their proposed cure was even more insane than the plague itself. They declared that the only way to heal was to dance the fever out. Their official solution was to make everyone keep dancing. So the authorities doubled down. They cleared out guild halls, built large wooden stages in the town square, and even hired professional musicians to play relentless, upbeat music around the clock. They believed that the only way to stop the disease was to push the dancers past their limits, to drain the fever through non-stop, continuous movement. It was a state-sanctioned dance marathon from hell. The result was predictable and tragic. This forced dancing only made things worse, accelerating the deaths. People were collapsing faster than ever. Finally realizing their catastrophic mistake, the authorities stopped the music. The remaining 400 or so dancers, barely clinging to life, were gathered up and taken to a mountain shrine to pray for a miracle. So, what on earth caused this? To this day, no one knows for sure. The most popular scientific theory is ergotism, a type of poisoning from a fungus that grows on damp rye bread. Ergot can cause severe muscle spasms and hallucinations. But this doesn't quite fit because historical accounts say the dancers weren't hallucinating. They were just dancing, fully aware but unable to stop. Just as mysteriously as it began, the dancing plague stopped in September. Was it a case of mass psychogenic illness, a shared stress-induced hysteria in a time of famine and disease? Was it a secret, ecstatic ritual of some unknown cult? Or was it something else entirely? The truth of the dancing plague remains one of history's most unsettling and unsolved mysteries. For more bizarre historical mysteries, be sure to follow our channel. Thanks for watching.